What's going down, everyone? Welcome back to The Hardest Shot. I am George, a.k.a. Snook, and my co-host and my boy to the right of me
is Junior Lopez.
Junior Lopez, man. Welcome back, everybody. And today, we have a very special guest with us tonight. Not only is he a friend to us, but he's also a friend to the podcast and the gym. And he's also one of bare knuckle fighting's fastest rising stars. The man that's always willing to take a challenge because he doesn't know any better. And his resume shows it. The future world champion himself, Albert Trill Fight Inclan. Man, welcome to the show, my boy.
Thank you.
How you doing, my dog?
Good,
How
man.
you feeling?
Good. A little tired, but we're here.
You seem a little tired, man. You need to get up. You need to pick me up, man. You need to get with it. You know what I mean? This is a high energy show. We got a full audience here tonight. Crowd, make some noise. Man, what's up with you, bro?
Anyways, how you doing?
Good. You know, just grinding right now. You know, doing what I gotta do
Yeah.
to get ready for the next one.
Yeah.
Getting back in there, just healing
We
up.
want to know. We want to know actually who is Albert Inclan? How did Albert Inclan got started in bare knuckle fighting? A little bit of history. What's going on with you?
Before we get to the history about fighting, I want to know about you. I want to know about your upbringing and your childhood because I know I've heard and seen some stories about you. And I've never personally asked you what's true or what's not, but I just want to know what your upcoming was like. I know that you represent your mom a lot in your fights and you have the gear that you wear. And I know you've spoken about being shot. You've spoken about baby mama drum. You've spoken about a lot of stuff. And so, bro, I want to know it all. So whatever you're willing to share in order or whatever, I'd like to know. And I'm sure Coach wants to know as well, man. So whatever you're willing to share with us, let's get to it. I know you got that smirk on your face, so let's kick the reel.
I just gotta make sure I don't get lose train of thought and topic. So if I start going from one topic to another,
Let's get started.
We'll
in the
bring
first
you
one.
back.
First of all, is who is Albert Inclan? Who are you? What is your age? Where you live at? Where you from? That's what we want to know.
I'm born and raised Phoenix, Arizona. I'm 29 years old. I've always wanted to be a fighter. It was just having just the life stuff, you know. But I grew up here. I remember being 5 years old, going around school, going around the street at like midnight, getting into fights and stuff like that, and not having the best role models. So it makes you just um, become part of your environment, you know. And then that's you live with your grandma, and then we moved back with my mom. I think when I was like 8 or 7, and then
So you started. You were with your mom, and then you guys separated for a while, or
um
how that worked out?
we I just remember the the first memory I've ever had of being a kid. I remember it being at my grandma's.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't know how young I was, but I just remember everything starting at my grandma's. But I wasn't living with my mom yet.
Okay. Okay.
We didn't end up moving back to my mom's until I remember the night my family was watching Temptations at my grandma's house, and the cops came, and they're like, "You guys, time to go." And I guess it was either they're gonna give us up to foster or whatever,
Mm.
or my mom was gonna take us back. So luckily she took us back.
Okay. So you had rough childhood
For the most,
growing up.
yeah.
So like, a lot of people don't understand this. Is like Albert has a lot of stories, a lot of
Life
history,
experiences. Yeah.
a lot of experiences. But a lot of people can identify with these things. Me personally, when I met Albert the first time, I thought he was just all over the place. I still think he's all over the place.
A little bit for sure.
But the thing is that I kind of understand where's he coming from, and I understand what is he going through. But sometimes it's hard to get in his head because he's so different type of person. He's not a bad person. He's very humble. But he loves to
El desmadre.
ya le gusta el pinche desmadre.
Desmadre.
Pero es muy buena persona.
Yeah,
Como
for
persona es una buena persona. Mucha gente no lo entiende
Uh-huh.
y lo critica mal. Yo
Mhm.
pienso que lo critican
Yeah.
o lo miran en cierto
Mhm.
modo, pero yo pienso que si la gente conociera poquito más historia de eso, qué es lo que queremos tener aquí, realmente no quiero saber qué es lo que quieres ahorita, yo quiero saber quién es Albert
Uh-huh.
Inclan. I thought his name was Incline.
Incline.
Yeah, but then I made a little research and he had told me a little bit about it, and then I found out it was Inclan. So
Incline.
it's Inclan, no, it's Incline.
Mhm.
So
Robert.
I thought it was dope because
Albert Incline. Yeah.
it's a very different
Yeah.
name. It's unique,
Yeah. 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 I remember when you meet Albert, you can just tell there's something there, right? And you could just tell that there's
special,
there's
special ed.
you could no, you could tell that, like, when he calls himself Trill Flight, like, you could tell that first part, like, you could tell that there's definitely like I don't even know what the word is, man. Like, maybe like a little gutterness, I would say. Like, maybe like you could tell that there's a history there. You could tell that he's been through some shit, and that you can also tell that he, and you could correct me on this or not, right? It kind of reminds me of like a Mike Tyson mentality where every day it's a fight for you to continue to be a good person. Not that you were ever a bad person, but maybe like the life experiences that you've had are the cause of maybe a lot of anger, frustration in your life, and so you're constantly battling yourself to remain a good person. Because I feel like I see that in you. Me and you have never talked about any of this. Me and you have never talked, but I'm that bit of a person a little bit myself. You know, maybe not to the degree of other people, but when I first met you, I remember specifically like, man, I know this dude has a story. I can see in it that he's in here for a reason. I can see that he needs to be here. It's a necessity for him to stay balanced as a person, because if he wasn't in here, then he'd maybe be doing some other shit. Um, does that align with you, or does that make any sense? Do you feel like that in any way is true?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. The last part, I like I try to hustle, but and I try to like play it close to the chest. But anytime I done anything like really close to the chest, it always came back and bit me. So like I knew fighting was gonna be the only option because I tried to do other things like before this. That's where I got the name chef from. I was gonna go to look culinary school and whatnot and
Mm-hmm.
open up a business. Um,
You had told me about this before. You like cooking.
yeah, everybody in the granite world, they call me chef. They don't know
Mm.
me by Albert. They're barely knowing me by Albert because they're seeing me from my fighting world. So like, his name is Albert,
Oh,
chef.
okay.
You know, just like that guy's dad, Caesar, that goes to the gym.
Which one?
Caesar.
Caesar.
Um,
Cesar.
yeah, his
Oh yeah,
son.
yeah, yeah. You I
Yeah,
know what you're talking
he's learning my name. Like, oh shit, his name is Albert.
about. Yeah.
They only ever called me Cholo or Chef.
Mm.
Mm. We just had a cooking show, so
Yeah, we did. You guys can check that out on our
yeah.
channel. We were cooking for real. We were flipping and doing all types of shit. But
No, we
anyway,
weren't.
okay, man.
Anyways,
So,
go
so
back.
yeah, yeah. So walk us through, man. So your childhood. So obviously there was something going on that separated you from. You have siblings.
Yes.
So you and your siblings were separated from your mom. You were living with your grandma, and then you said the cops came, and you were either going to CPS or your mom took you back, and then she took you guys back. And around what age were you when you got reunited with your mom?
I believe 7 or 8.
Okay, and then what was life like after that?
So, all right, so there's 6 of us. My older brother, he was in like teenage years, so he just went to the street and did his own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's my older sister, then it's me. I'm the middle child. My older sister, my younger sister, they both have the same dad, and their dad was present, so they'll always be at their dad's house. So it would kind of leave me because the 2 younger ones, my mom had those kids um, with her husband. So
Okay.
when I went back with her, or when me and my 2 sisters went back home, my mom already had those 2 kids, the
Okay.
younger ones. So the younger ones weren't ever exposed to any of that trauma shit, which is
Mm.
cool, you know. We'll take that. But yeah. So for us three, it was man, it was just an experience, you know. Like I remember sleeping in a storage room. Like there's a storage room downstairs. When I say storage room, bro, I'm in a storage room.
Mm-hmm.
We sleep in the storage room. My mom was upstairs with her I love Sinaloa, but my mom was upstairs with her husband Sinaloa, doing his hustling thing, you know. So she wasn't always in the right mind, and it was a small place, so her mind was, oh, let's just throw them in. They could sleep in there. We had no covers. It wasn't even insulated or nothing.
Wow.
But each of us had like a jacket and shit like that. So that's what kind of got us through. Um, I remember going to the dollar store and stealing groceries. My mom never asked me to, but I'm like, yo, we ain't got shit. So you know what I mean? What we're gonna do?
Right.
Like,
Just survival.
I'm gonna do it. So I used to do that, and then she didn't um she didn't encourage it, but you know she still took the stuff. I remember almost getting kidnapped by these three big girls before when I was young, right in front of that dollar store too. Yeah, I
Three
went.
big girls?
Yeah, three big girls. I
You talking
remember
about
that.
big girls or older girls?
No, big girls and older girls. I remember
I don't
that.
mean to laugh at your pain, but that's
Yeah,
just
I
hella
remember,
funny.
man. I remember that shit was crazy. It was like I
They
ran
tried
for
to
my
lure
life.
you in?
Yeah, she came next to me asking me where my parents were and if I wanted candy, and I sat down on the curb, and she sat down with me next to me, and like I can understand when they say kids freeze up because you do freeze up.
Sure.
Because a couple of the guys from the Canaceria came out, and like, bro, I'm a bad little kid.
Mm-hmm.
But for me to freeze up like that,
Right,
it's
right.
just like,
You
yo,
felt that energy.
yeah,
You
you
knew
go,
that there was bad intention.
you go straight to
Mhm.
actually being a kid, like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah, yeah.
shit,
Yep.
and then you go from being a kid to like, she ain't gonna get me.
Right,
You know
right,
what I mean? Like
right,
she's not gonna get me. So
right.
then you just run home. I've been through some things where like my older brother had his beef. Imagine like as we're all everybody's beefing in the same neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
You're going around the neighborhood and you cross paths with the younger brother or the actually guy that's beefing with your brother.
Yeah.
And luckily none of them they always looked at me like the younger brother, like, we're gonna leave him alone. Bro, I was throwing rocks at these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You see them passing by. Like, yeah, this guy doesn't like my brother.
Yeah.
So you don't have the best. From there, my mom got hooked on the drug, and that's when he left her. And then I just remember going from family member's house to family member's house. I remember sleeping in the car too, one of the a few nights when we were younger. Um, and then we went to shelter. I remember that night we were getting dropped off by my uncle, and then they load on a school bus somewhere by like Adams, like downtown, you know, Jefferson and
Mm-hmm.
shit. They load up on a school bus, and then you see all you see like it's nighttime. You pull up to the back, and then you know that emergency door. All you can see is people's foot,
Feet.
you
Yeah.
know.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I remember my mom breaking down and like, yo, I don't want to go, I don't want to go. So luckily we didn't go with the bus, but we got a ride to the shelter, being in gymnasiums and cubicles being separated like that. I remember having to sleep by the entrance of the cubicle because you know how it is when you're um, the oldest of the family at the moment when there's nothing but girls. You know, I got a little brother, but he's still like fucking 5 years old.
Kid. Yeah.
You know, so you go from there. Um, what I what I could never give people a pass on nowadays with these drugs is my mom was on it bad.
Do you know? Do you remember? Recall what type of drugs was she using at the time?
If you want to say.
If you want to. Yeah.
I don't know what it was. All I remember is a few times, bro, she locked me in the fucking bathroom for a few days, and like I was literally like
And
in the
I mean,
bathroom.
if
But no, oh no, in the bathroom. This is what I see her go in there though. It's just smoking in there, a piece of foil and a pipe. So I'm thinking crack rock or meth.
Or meth.
Yeah, you know what I
So-
mean.
if she yeah, it sounds like a meth.
Yeah. She'll
That's
spaz
terrible.
out,
Just to hear that, bro. That's terrible.
and then
'cause I mean, it's a lot of reality. You know, a lot of people
It
go
is.
through a lot of things like that. You know,
Yeah, they do.
especially,
Yeah, man, they
that
do.
generation,
Yeah.
they went through some shit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like getting older and you look back and you try to understand where they came from. Cause my mom was abused by her father sexually, you know, so she went through some crazy shit. And then like being black, sheep of the family, you know, she dropped out, I think she said when she was like fourth grade.
Wow.
yeah.
So coming from the
A
drugs,
lot of people don't understand. You know what I mean? Like how everything plays out. Like in that's why I was saying to you guys earlier. People might not understand where he's coming from, why his thoughts, why he gets all over the place. Because believe it or not, there's a lot of things that go through your mind, a lot of things that he's going through, that he went through. So maybe this will help understand a little bit more your history, a little bit more about you, that people can understand and actually connect, um,
Relate.
relate to this, because a lot of people go through a lot of things in life. I think it's very important for somebody, and one of my main reasons why I wanted to do this podcast in the first place is to do that, because we have a lot of things in ourselves that we would like to speak out, and it's basically like therapy.
Mm-hmm.
To me, is that's how it feels. He grew up here in Phoenix. A lot of people, go through a different things in their lives. That marks them, and that's why they have a different path, different ways to um, probably reach out. I know you have a daughter too, right?
Yeah.
And I know that as a father, you care and want to provide everything for your daughter and want the best for her. If you had a message to tell your daughter or anything you want to say, because I know it's very important for you, because I see that in you. Whenever you talk about your daughter, you express yourself in a very, very nice way about her. I know you love her, um, and you can tell generally that you really care about her. Is there something you want to like talk about that, or maybe I don't know?
How old's your daughter?
She's 5. She turned 5 July 11th. I haven't spent the birthday with her.
This recently?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't spent the birthday.
Oh, you have not spent a birthday with her.
The
But she's a spit image of her.
Yeah.
yeah, she's a G. Um,
What's
to finish, just to say that end part, because I don't want to
yeah, for
end
sure.
my mom part where it looking like
Yeah,
she's just on drugs.
No,
She
for
actually
sure.
did. She bounced back from the drugs.
That's
So,
amazing.
so that's why I can't never give nobody an excuse. Where it's just like, man, I seen, like, yo, when you about to lose your kids, you bounce back, and then like you go from being a volunteer in a closet of donation room for other homeless families. When you go from a volunteer to somebody running part of the
Facility.
facility for the donation part
Mm-hmm.
to the damn desk person,
Receptionist.
yeah, receptionist,
Mm-hmm.
all the way up to the supervisor of the whole damn behavioral health part,
Mm-hmm.
and then from there getting hired on by the state, where the ones that write the checks for all the nonprofits.
Wow,
So like,
that's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah, she's crazy, but like she bounced back. So that's why like
Wow.
I can never. That's why, bro. When I said my mom was hard on me,
Yeah.
I mean hard, where it was just like, is it necessary, you know? But but yeah, man, that's my dog. But to my daughter,
Real quick, just so we can stay in line. So that's amazing that your mom did that. That's obviously, I would hope, would create a bunch of faith and hope in her son, in a person like you, and the rest of her children. That's amazing, because battling back from a drug addiction is, bro, that shit's hard, bro. I mean, I've known so. The numbers are against you. The odds are against you when you have a drug addiction as heavy as, and I'm not saying your mom had a meth addiction, like we are saying, possibly
that's
meth,
just
crack,
reality,
or
though.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very, very hard. It's sad, and it usually ends in tragedy. So your mom, obviously, I know that you wear the what was your mom's name? I'm sorry.
Yvonne,
Yvonne, I've seen you wear the pink, the beanie. I think I've seen you wear a shirt before. I've definitely seen you rock the beanie after your first BKFC fight, I believe.
Second.
Second
yeah,
one, I saw you.
Coach actually made that one for me.
Oh, okay, that's dope. That's good to know. Um, your mom ended up passing, right? How long ago did your mom pass?
She actually passed last year.
Oh,
Last
just
year,
recently.
yeah,
Yeah.
bro, yeah, and then that's what's like, man, she, yeah, it's so much, you know what I mean? And you just gotta keep going. But it's like you go like right now, we're still we go through the phases still,
Mm-hmm.
like Yeah, she passed last year, so it's so close still. So it's still
Wow,
going
that's
through
fresh,
everything.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you
Actually,
don't get over it like that.
actually, it happened like I'm not, I don't want to lie, but I think it happened like uh, maybe a week before your fight.
Yeah, it was a week before my fight,
Oh, I remember you sharing that with me.
and then I want like I didn't I beat the shit out of him, that guy I fought,
Mhm.
but it wasn't because my mom was passed. It's because I was locked in because I knew every time I go home, what you got. So that whole camp, man, was like every time where a point where my legs were hurting, where I'm like, is something wrong? Am I not strong enough?
Sure.
But that fight, man, we did work.
Wow.
We did work on that guy.
So your mom, okay. So your mom passed, and I'm sorry to hear that
Yeah.
your mom passed, man. I can't imagine, with everything you guys have been through and stuff. Okay, so let's get to your daughter. What's your daughter's name?
Nia?
Nia, and she just turned 5.
Yeah.
And what's the and again, bro, like we're just interviewing, or we're just asking questions. So whatever you're not comfortable with, we could skip right past it. But what's your relationship like with your daughter? I know that there is some issues surrounding that whole thing. Just because I've seen you openly discuss it before. Whatever you're willing to share, what's the relationship like? With the baby mama to having the daughter. What's that whole experience like to where you said that you haven't spent any of the birthdays with her and she's 5 years old.
The last time I seen her was last year's Father's Day.
Hmm.
And before that, I believe it was like almost a year.
Okay.
I'd gotten shot in 2019, and it was involved with my daughter's mom and her family, and kind of set me up and whatnot. So then you lose everything. I was in March 23rd, I believe, 2019, and my daughter was about to turn 1
Wow.
in July. So I was right before her first birthday. I got shot. So it's been like back and forth with the mom, trying to see how this is gonna work. And like you gotta go to court for all this stuff, especially here in Arizona. You gotta go to court. Or you gotta play the part. But when you play the part where like it's threatening, life threatening, and it's like it's not about ego, but it's like you can't treat a person like a piece of shit just because you know you can, because
Right.
you got his child,
Right.
you know. Um, yeah, it sucks. I had the child not unexpectedly, like it wasn't reckless or nothing like that. Like I
Hmm.
was planned. Like I was thinking, like, all right, this could be. It wasn't what I thought
Were
it
you in
was.
love at the time?
I thought it could have been, but at the same time,
How long were you and the baby mom together?
I think we were for a total of 3 years, I believe.
Okay, that's a good amount of time.
And we kind of grew up the same way with the same kind of storyline, you
Mm,
know.
same upbringing.
Yeah, so I'm thinking she's a few years younger than me, so I'm thinking like, oh, yo, I got you. I just that kind of craziness doesn't work with me,
Hmm.
and it was just like a back and forth. If it wasn't me coming back, it was her coming back, and we were both just being toxic. We were young. So
Okay.
we had no point to have a kid. We just looked at each other and just said, "Fuck it."
So let me rewind a bit because you just kind of skim past the getting shot part, and I don't need to know details, right? Because I don't think those need to be discussed. But when you say things like you were set up and stuff, so I mean, walk me through your day. I mean, were you just fucking chilling one day? You just got shot, or
Well, it was my mother-in-law. Um,
you don't need to give
had
specific
yeah, yeah,
details. You
yeah.
know what I mean? You could just
They had addictions and different personalities. That tough guy pounding on your chest shit doesn't work with everybody. I'm all about just being peace. I don't gotta walk around trying to be tough, but when you starting to cross lines and boundaries, it's gonna become a problem where it's just like, bro, let's just be cool. You don't have to try to like intimidate everybody and try to,
Who are you talking about?
my brother-in-law and my mother-in-law, and like they were truly like the 3 years of being with her. I only met that dude the last 3 months, and anytime I seen him, it was a problem.
Mm. So he tried to intimidate you every time he will come by.
Yeah, because whatever the mom would cry wolf to,
Mm.
so it was a lot of mixed match stories.
It's hard. It's hard to also to get involved in somebody else's relationships because you never know what's gonna happen. You can have a bad day, and then it turns out to the whole different argument.
Man, getting in people's relationships
It's hard.
to me, hey, bro, I won't get in any. I won't get in my brother's relationship. Like even I don't care who's doing who dirty. I
Yeah,
won't get in people's relationship because 9 times out of 10 you look like the dumbass because they're gonna go back to the person.
yeah,
It doesn't even matter, bro. So my whole thing is don't ever get in anyone's relationship. You could tell them the best advice in the world, and they're gonna turn around and be with that person that same night. You know
yeah.
what I mean? It doesn't matter. Okay, so you're saying you had issues with the family, and then it led to you eventually being popped one day.
Yeah, it was a Sunday, and
He remembers the day. It's Sunday.
yeah, yeah.
I would hope so.
No, it was a
Cloudy.
Sunday, and I a few incidents had happened a few months leading up to that,
Mm-hmm.
and that was like the last 2 weeks. We hadn't seen each other for 2 weeks, and before that, I was
Are you
driving,
talking about
bro.
your
My daughter's mom
mom, okay.
and my daughter. I was driving, and bro, we're talking about rush hour, and my daughter's mom, as I'm going like 40, will put it in park, the gear.
Well, you guys in the car
While you're
together
We were
driving.
in the car driving, and she'll put the gear in park
while your daughter was in there
while
too.
my daughter was in the back seat.
Lord,
Mm.
It became that
Toxic.
fight. Yeah, that fight became
dangerous.
very toxic and dangerous.
But I never seen nobody put a. I never done it, so I
Oh,
don't
it
know.
makes a
Fuck, that's
loud
good
noise.
thing.
It go.
First of all, you don't fuck the transmission up. Number one.
Your gears, you mess your gears up. It cranks
Wow.
really bad. It's just bad.
Yeah.
And we ended up
Weird.
pulling over. We pulled over. It became a scuffle. This girl screaming for dear life. Neighbors come out. Bro, this is like a movie. I'm looking around like, is this really my life right now? And she socks me. Bro, the other guy's like, bro, just let it go. He's thinking I'm about to hit her. I'm not. I never put my hands on
Mm-hmm.
her. It just like, so I had to let them go right then and there. They had to get out the car. I couldn't take my daughter, so I had to leave her mom there, with like all these random ass neighbors, making it look like I'm over here being the abusive father.
And abandoning them.
Yeah. So from that incident, 2 weeks later, the day I got shot that Sunday, and I was dropping them off from getting some Sonic, and the whole time I was with my daughter, she was on her phone. I guess she was texting them, letting them know when we were coming back. Come back. The mom comes out, chases me down. We get into a
You were in the car.
yeah, we get into a verbal exchange
Mm.
with my daughter, and my daughter's still in the car. The mom's still in the car. We get to a verbal exchange. Me and my mother-in-law, we break up. We drive off. I go to McDonald's. I'm getting a lift to get them back home because I'm not gonna turn on their block because I don't have mine with me. You know, it's the last thing I'm thinking going to my daughter's. You know, like I just let them at the house. Um, I go back onto the block to get an address just to make a report. So if some shit does happen, it doesn't look domestic violence. I don't have time to go into jail and sit there and let that shit get sorted out. No, like I've been making reports to show like shit is like rolling up. And then as I turn on the block, they're coming this way. But now my brother-in-law's is with my mother-in-law. So then they turn around. We get into a little chase. I try to hit the corner. My tire skirts. I hit the tree. Boom. And maybe everything happens for a reason, bro. Because I know, and I'm not saying to be a tough guy, but I know if I had it on me, when I crash, boom. I see them pull up and they put it in park. And I had a moment on the steering wheel where I was like, they got me. Because I can't run because the walls where this business is at, it's long and the walls are high. And I'm not trying to get shot in my back, you know, a headshot. I'm not trying to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that they were trying to shoot you?
Yeah, yeah.
Or you had that feeling.
I knew it was coming down because I say some shit off camera. But yeah, I knew shit was gonna get real.
Okay.
Just leading up to all the fights we've ever had.
Yeah.
And that one
The
fight.
build-up was there.
Yeah.
Like,
And now that the brothers coming around more and I knew the beef was coming. So I was just like, I knew each fight was escalating to be something real. And when the mom came out, she had a pistol first. So I was like, oh yeah, this shit's gonna be real this time. But yeah, if I had my gun, bro, when they parked, they wouldn't have been able to put the car in park because I was already crashed for about 3 or 4 seconds. My reaction time in real life, like those situations,
Mm-hmm.
is really fast, bro. Really locked
Exactly.
in.
Yeah.
But if I would have put them down, I would have been like, who knows how long in jail trying to figure out the whole case.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Um, but anyways, they come out the car. I get banged up in the forehead right here. Boom. And it happens in the movies. They hit you, take a step back, pull it out, and shoot. And I was on my back. He was hitting me. I see him take a step back. I tell myself, yo, this is it. This is how it's gonna go down.
Oh, he stood over you like in the movies.
Yeah. Just like the
He
movies.
stood over
I'm telling
you.
you, that's how that shit happens. Just like in the
Wow.
movies. They, boom, boom, boom. That's why I got pistol whipped. But I had a knife in my pocket. I could have yanked them, but the mom was coming around this way, and I'm really like locked in the shit, bro. As it's happening, it happens like slow motion,
Mm.
you know. Um, but no, I didn't want to get shot by her, so I just take the ass whooping, and when he's about to shoot, I roll over and I do the distance in my head to where the barrel's at, and that's right. It got me in the muscle. It got me on the bottom muscle, but it came out the top of that same muscle because I was angled at a certain way. And when he was standing, when he shot down, I was more sideways
Gotcha.
than anything.
Okay.
And luckily, it wasn't no hollow tip, anything that was gonna.
Oh, zigzagging.
Sound
Oh, I
effects.
see what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Oh,
my
like
bad.
chop you up.
Yeah, and then
No, no. A hollow tip would have just went through you.
Yeah.
well, what's the one that zigzags through you?
Or no. Is it a?
Is that a hollow tip?
Yeah. So like the
Oh,
tar.
4 5 go through you.
No. So like the target bullets, those will just go straight through you, like straight a wall. It's the it is the hollow tips. The yeah.
Yeah, Rick, them,
Fucking, yeah. They fuck
that
you
do
up.
some
Yeah.
real damage.
Yep.
And luckily he only shot once. So I knew that they were gonna snap out of it, that they were just on some shit that they're gonna, but the regret always happens after.
After.
Like you always see those shows.
Did you ever had a conversation with them after?
Um
Well, hold on. Wait. I want to
so
hear the rest of the story.
when I get shot, but my mother-in-law did say, yo, and that's when he snapped out of it. Like he kinda came back to like, oh shit, like what the fuck we doing?
So they thought maybe they were just trying to scare you.
I
And it just happened to.
I think
Fuck
so, but I
no.
think they
That's
got
just
caught in the
No, because,
moment.
you know, you never know because
I-
you know when you're in that emotions and you have all that adrenaline coming
For
through,
sure.
you can do some shit that
When
you
you
don't want to
black
do,
out,
and then
yeah.
you're like, oh shit, what did I do? And that's why
Right.
maybe she said, hey, like what the fuck?
Did they leave you?
Well, wait, you are right because my daughter's mom told me like years later that the whole intention was to get my car. That they were trying to take my car.
What was the reason why they were just trying to take your car?
That was my car. So to give it to her, so she could take
Oh,
it.
take it to the
good
baby
shit,
mom.
baby.
Mm.
They didn't like that. Like I was the one working.
She needs transportation.
Yeah, but like I give you the car, and what about me going to work providing for us? Because I've been doing this. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So it wasn't like, bro, I've been providing since the beginning until the day I got
So
shot.
Go back again. I'm sorry to interrupt you. But go back again. As soon as he threw the shot. The mom,
My
yelled,
no,
the mother-in-law yelled, "Hey!" Like telling them, "Hey, wake up! What was going?"
yeah, like yo, what are you doing?
on?
And I'm push up position. I get up on my feet. That's the first thing my reaction is, yo, you're on the floor, get up. And then I'm looking at the mom because I know I got shot, so I was just expecting to be like, like they do in the movies.
There's a loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like looking at her like, oh, you gonna look me in the eye,
Yeah.
I'm gonna die, or you gonna look me in the eye because I'm gonna let that haunt you. She looked at me, bro, with like a ghost, like
Like I can't come back from this shit.
yeah, like waiting for me to drop.
Wow.
Where you're at is where the brother was at, looking at me like where he shoot at. He snaps out of it. He's like, "Yo, let's go," and he has to tell, her, "Yo, let's go, let's go." And she was, I'm not gonna lie, I think she was waiting to see if I was gonna collapse and maybe try to like, we
Help
gotta
you.
help him. But then it was one of those like, "Yo, it's already fucked up. I gotta go." So she dipped. I started shadow boxing. I took my shirt off. I no lie, no.
Shut the fuck up.
My grandfather's store. I started shadow boxing. I'll send you the picture later because when
I
you
don't
pop
want
my
the
trunk,
fucking
no,
picture
when you
for
pop
kids.
my trunk, in the news thing, because I made the news and shit, but on the news article online, when you pop my trunk, you see all my gear in the trunk, my boxing gear.
This shit is
Bro,
out
and
of
I wasn't
control.
even going to a
Hey,
gym yet.
Why the
can im-
fuck were you
I
shadowboxing?
can imagine him going. The news camera came around and he started going,
You're
doing
like,
his fucking.
yeah. Did you get shot? Yeah, but check out this hook I'm working on.
Nah, because like I knew an incident was gonna
I'm
happen.
pretty sure he wasn't training this fucking.
Did you
slip and
pass out
slide.
after you were shadowboxing?
Nah, like I knew an incident was gonna happen. So when it happened, I was like, I just got no lie. This is my first thing in my head.
This is
I
fucking.
just got shot. The shit was gonna happen. I just got shot though. Like who could like at the end of the day, I try to be positive. I just got shot, motherfucker.
This guy celebrated. You celebrated a little bit that you got
Bro,
shot.
I'm not gonna lie. Like who could say you got shot? I'm gonna be a shadow
He's
box.
like, I can't wait to tell the
That's
homies.
some gangster shit. I'm not gonna lie, cause when I'm in the back of the van, the ambulance,
Yeah,
I'm sending the picture. I take one picture. And I'm going
fucking guy.
zoo, 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 zoo to all the dogs. Like yo, like everybody, like yo, what the happened? Cause I was just leaving some of the guys' house, you know, and they're like, yo, you left it. Like I get it when I come back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see my daughter.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
I could have spent the block back and picked it up, and then I would have gone those 2 charges. So it's just crazy how shit played out. But yeah, Shadowbox, bro, it doesn't. Well, maybe it didn't hurt because it didn't stay in me. So it came in, it came out. So it was more of a burn and a cramp. So when I touched it, I was like, ooh. So I tied myself up, and then they just
Tie
called.
yourself up?
Yeah, well, I tied myself up with the shirt around my waist,
Yeah.
and
What do they call that? Fucking
cutting up the circulation.
No, but it's you're supposed to make a tourniquet
Bondage?
or something. Tourniquet or maybe I'm not even close. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I got you. Okay, how the fuck did the ambulance get there? And when they got there, were you shadowboxing?
Yeah.
No, so
Were you shadowboxing when the ambulance got there or before you got
They're
there?
like, hey, do you know where the guy who got shot is? You're like, yeah, it's me.
yeah, let's go. Nah, like the first 30 seconds after I was shadowboxed. But by then, the neighbors heard everything. So, like, I think that's probably why they couldn't also kill me. Because the neighbors already came out. They heard the crash. They heard the shot. A couple minutes later, a couple seconds later, which are like minutes, you know, in real time.
Fuck yeah.
They come outside. But by the ambulance time they came, I was on the phone with my mom, too. Because she's the one that told me to get the address, but don't get on the block. So I'm on the phone, and I'm like, yo, they're behind me. They're about to chase me. I'm going to call 911. Hang up. 911. And I call, hey, I'm shot. She fucking goes crazy. She ends up pulling up, too. So when she pulls up, I'm on the floor. Ambulance comes. The neighbor.
Mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
My mom pulls up. The ambulance pulls up first. The neighbor's helping me. I'm on the floor. He's just telling me to chill. I'm on my phone like this, fucking typing shit, hitting people up. Because I don't have a car now.
So you didn't.
Were you shadowboxing on the floor or before you got to the floor? I just want to make sure we don't skip that part.
That was before. Yeah, I'm
So
telling
you
you.
shadowbox and then you lay on the floor.
I think I could have still.
He's like, I better calm my ass down now. I better calm my ass down now before I bleed out.
I could have still see them driving off, and I was still shadow. I probably started shadowboxing.
So you didn't have a fear of dying then? You didn't feel like you were gonna die,
No,
or did you not care?
What I've always learned and I've always seen is they always do what you ask them not to do.
Who?
Just like killers or just shit in general. Like they want to,
Reaper?
yeah, they want to inflict that fear in you. They're like, oh, don't. So they're gonna do what they don't want you to do.
I don't think I don't know. I can be lying, but I think they were not trying to actually intentionally do something to you.
I don't think.
they're just trying to scare you, and they got a little bit out of hand.
And then they blacked out.
And then they
Or drug induced or whatever it may be.
Yo, but they really wanted the car so she can get her around.
That's weird.
So you're in the ambulance. You're FaceTiming the homies. You're shooting everybody the gram
Well,
pics.
I get there, right? My mom, I don't want to say nothing. My mom tells them everything about what's been going on.
Yeah.
I didn't know my daughter's mom was trying to reach out to me, but my mom blocked them to the ambulance, to the hospital. Yo, this is going on. No.
Yeah.
And then, So that happens, and like I still got love for my daughter's mom because at the end of the day, she's my daughter's mom, and I can say stories off camera because I don't want to say some stories on camera about with her.
Mm-hmm.
But you'd understand, like, man, as much as crazy shit she's done, at the end of the day, she's my daughter's mom.
Absolutely,
And
sure.
it just sucks,
I can, yeah, it
Yeah.
sucks.
I gotta just blame myself though. Like at the end of the day, I'm the one that had the child. Cause bro, we had a miscarriage once,
Oh, sure.
and the
Sorry to
guy
hear
was probably showing me like, "Hey, bro, might not be the one."
that.
That craziness was still going on,
Mm.
but I was being toxic and young and immature too. So I'm
Yeah.
like, man, we gonna do this shit again. And then next thing you know, I got what I got. So
Wow.
it sucks. But she ended up. She's a. We're gonna say the most politest way. Professional dancer. That's what we're gonna say. You
Okay.
know, professional
I
dancer.
love ballet. That's what's up.
Yeah. It
Tap
sucks.
dance.
Imagine being
Very
shot,
athletic.
crashing, you lose everything, bro. You're going to work on the bus,
Mm.
and like I would go in regular like shorts and a t-shirt.
Mhm.
Like I wouldn't make it look noticeable with a backpack. And you know what it looks like now when you see someone walking down the street like that, you're thinking they're smoked out.
Mm.
Imagine seeing people from high school.
Right.
Imagine seeing people that you know thinking that, oh man, this guy's on one. He fell off like everybody else. And you're just going to work,
He's trying to survive.
you know? And then, man, when you find out she's doing that, it's more like a ha 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 in your face. You know, it's just like, bro,
Mm.
you got to bounce back from like shit mentally, spiritually,
Sure.
financially, like so much. But I think what I learned in all this shit though is there's a God for sure, bro. Cause I found fortune cookies, spiritual books, and bus stops I wasn't supposed to be on at that day that I still have. Just shit that makes sense. Cause like I know I'm not crazy. As much as I think I'm crazy,
Mm.
you gotta be a little crazy
Mm.
to understand how this shit works. But you can't be too crazy. You gotta understand how to operate in the world. I think that's how some of these crazy people out here who are crazy, not on drugs, but who are crazy, they kind of know some real shit, but it's just hard for them to operate. And then even the people who got shit together, when shit goes bad, they go fucking nuts because spiritually they're not all there together.
Mm.
So first sign of failure that takes them down. You got to know what it like. I don't know, but through all this craziness that I've been through, it sucks. But
So
it is
you would
what it
consider
is.
yourself a man of faith?
Yeah, most definitely have
A
to be.
specific faith? And you don't have to tell me which one, but do you abide by a certain set of rules from a faith, or do you consider yourself spiritual? Like, I know you said you found fortune cookies and books like that. So, did that, when you come from situations, when people come through tragic situations, when real life shit like that, when you're potentially going to go, or you're encountered by something where your life could have ended, and thank God it didn't, right? A lot of people have these realizations and these not come to God moments, but realize, hey, there is something bigger out there, and hey, I was spared because maybe an inch this way, a quarter inch that way. If I didn't turn my body, you know what I mean? If they would have shot me again, I could have been out of here. So, did you start becoming more faith based, I guess, or did you start becoming more of a believer in a higher power, or something like that after this experience?
I've I think it happened more towards a little bit after I graduated in 2013, so I think this happened more in 2015, 16.
Mm-hmm.
I found this book, 21 Laws of Thinking, from these two guys that came out here from Vegas, two young kids too. Um, came out here from Vegas and they were just like just checking each state. I thought that shit was weird, you know. But my boy had a smoke shop, ran into them. They gave me this book. That shit opened up my brain, bro.
What's
To
the book
like
called?
21 Laws of Thinking.
21 Laws of Thinking. Okay.
I'll read some chapters, take a little smoke, and I'll run down the canal. Or like back in the day, I'll do dance battles and shit. So I'll be on this empty canal, just like learning some spiritual shit about myself, just vibing. Um, fuck, I forgot the question.
Like if you became more, if that situation led you to become more of a person of faith or believe in a higher power after you were shot and after you've been through that whole situation.
Oh, so yeah, so those books. So books got me more spiritual.
Okay.
But and I knew like fighting was gonna be what it is. As much as you could run from it, somehow it drags you back.
Mm.
And then like when you see I could make money in a different profession, but when your heart's not there, I don't want to be one of those guys that said, "Oh, I could have been, I could have been, I could have been."
Okay.
But I think when I got shot, it was 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out. Because when I started doing granite, one of the contractors took me to Mendoza's gym, which they're at old school now. But
Okay.
they were on like 24th Street in McDowell. And that was, I think,
Thomas, I think, was it McDowell?
no, McDowell. Yeah, McDowell.
Yeah.
Because it used to be a strip club next there. So yeah, it used to be a strip
Shout out to
club.
the strippers.
I
Uh,
never been there, but it was a strip club on the corner. It was there for a while, like 4 strip clubs, but no one, like, they always kept getting shut down. I think maybe bad business.
Mm.
But
You don't know that for a fact, right? But
Well, you know
I
a
don't
lot
know.
for not being
Yeah,
there, but
not-
that's
not being
anyway.
there,
We don't
so-
got to talk about that. Go ahead.
not really.
Yeah, there's an extra strip club. I never been there.
I've never been there, but I know they closed it down
But
at
there
9
was 4 of
o'clock.
them. Bad business, maybe.
But I've always been training. It's just I've never
You
had.
train on high heels? I'm just asking. I don't know.
I would go on these long runs through the city, and I'll visualize what I want my life to be.
That's dope.
Bro, when you want something like in high school, even though I know I was gonna fight somebody,
Mm-hmm.
I'll put a teddy bear on the door. When I didn't have a punching bag, put a teddy bear on the door, duct tape it, and I would just knowing where I'm gonna have to scrap him because it was a tall guy. Like when I say tall, I mean like 6'1", 2.
Yeah.
You know, tall dude, long reach. He was fighting everybody and beating everybody, and I knew eventually our paths was gonna clash because people were gonna want to see that fight, and it was just egos. You know, I knew he wasn't gonna be smart enough to still be cool and not let that get to his head, and I wasn't gonna be the one to back down to it. So I'm like, all right. I was training for that fight about 2 months, maybe a month, 4 weeks before it happened. You know, but
Like a street fight?
like a street fight with some guys.
Oh, like you
cool.
knew the build up was
Yeah,
coming.
yeah. Like
Okay.
I knew before it even started. I knew we're
Mm.
gonna end up clashing heads some way or another. We're gonna clash heads.
This happened in elementary, high school.
High school.
High school.
Yeah, yeah. It was high school. Rest in peace, that guy. He ended up dying.
Oh,
He tried to be a tough guy with the wrong guys.
oof.
Yeah. So but when I got shot, it was more.
Because it happens like that. Huh?
Hey, it's true. I mean, just you gotta know your place. But that the getting shot part was more of like, hey, bro, you're playing with fire. Like, then there aren't many situations like this that you can come back from, especially when you play so close. Like, bro, you were supposed to be dead, and not even dead, bro. Like crippled, even close. Like that's even close to me to being dead is being crippled because like when you want to fight and you can't fight, and you're gonna leave me in a chair.
Okay, man. So, homie, you were fighting in school and used to fight teddy bears weeks ahead of time because you knew that you were gonna have to fight in real life.
And you
So-
know what? When he said about the teddy bear thing, it just like it automatically took me back
Yeah,
to my
the-
childhood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you notice he said he used to put the teddy bear there just so he can punch it, so
Yeah.
he can practice.
Yeah. You would
I
do
don't
other
know-
things
I
to
don't
your
know-
teddy bear.
I
You
don't know.
asleep with
I
him?
don't know. I don't know if you know anything. I don't know if you know anything about this, but I used to. Well, obviously, I grew up in not in a great situation either,
Uh-huh.
and I used to grab like the cardboards for like back then there used to be those green boxes.
Mm.
They used to put like groceries on or whatever. I don't know if you remember these or not.
Green boxes.
They were like this square boxes. They were green. They were plastic.
Oh, you're talking about like a crate.
Crate. Yeah.
A crate. Yeah, yeah.
So I used to grab some of those things and use it to. That'll be like my toy to play.
Mm.
And then also like the 5-gallon buckets.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I used to cut the top of it.
Uh-huh.
Used to cut it off, and I used to put like nails into a piece of plywood, so it'll be my basketball court.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Innovative.
Yeah, innovative.
No,
You
you made the
small.
best out of it.
Yeah, yeah,
But
you
those
have.
to
those
get your
were
point.
actually the best childhoods I ever had because I
Yeah,
used
the
to,
best memories.
I used to put that thing together.
Wow.
That was cool.
Yeah,
I thought so. Anyways, go back to that.
yeah,
That brought me back to my
yeah.
childhood a little
No,
bit.
for sure, man, for sure. I think you hit it on the head when you said that Albert. You know, a lot of people can relate. Albert's just
Yeah,
more like more.
special,
Nah,
special.
Albert. You just know when you see
It's
him that there's
real.
a story behind him. You know what I mean? Like you just know there's a fucking
But
story behind Albert.
just to, we gotta get off topic a little bit. When I met Albert, um, he had told me he wanted to fight, and I I'm the type of person sometimes I don't really say much, but I just look at you as a person
Mm.
and see where you're about. Because everybody says the same thing. Everybody says they want to become a world champion. They want to do this. They want to do that. But the moment they start really actually training, and actually putting in the work, and then you know who's really gonna make it
Shit gets real.
or
You can
is
see
gonna
people's
break.
colors. Yep.
Um, I want to change a little bit the subject. That way we know get to know Albert, the fighter. Um, so we met. I believe it was it around May?
I fight. If I fight in January, that fight
Yeah, or March. It was March.
March. It was a little bit after
Yeah, it
you
was
opened
March
up.
because you had just fought your first fight.
What year?
It was 22.
Yeah.
Oh, so right when you opened the gym.
Yeah. That's what I say. Like I met him right away. Like he came in there, but first of all, I never heard of this BKFC. Um, the only reason I know about BKFC, I'm be really honest with you guys, is because of this guy. He came in here telling me about this
Look at those fists.
about this league and that they were gonna be the next big thing. And you hear a lot of stories about things that's gonna happen, and some of those don't never come to life. But he was very emotional, decisive of what he wanted to do.
Mm.
And he came to me and he had shown me that he had one fight. I seen the fight he had against
Diaz.
what's his name?
David Diaz.
David.
Yeah, David.
Side
David
note, really
Diaz.
quick, is that the famous clip where you're like, "Shut up, bitch"?
Yeah.
That's the
That
one.
is, yeah.
That's the one.
You guys need to find that, or
So-
maybe we can include it in the video here.
So I watched that fight and I noticed, that he had a lot of flaws. And I told him straight out. I told him, I don't know if you remember this or not, but I told him, um, you have a lot of work to do, but it's just up to him if he wants to really put the work in there. But he had a lot of things to do. So I believe we worked for a year or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you fought the
Following year.
following year around December, right? Was it
No.
no
January.
January?
Yeah.
Yeah, January the following year. But the whole time that was training, I kept on letting him do certain things that I wouldn't just let him do, and I would leave him there, and we'll get a little bit frustrated. So I actually um, meant to do this to see how far he could go before if he was gonna break. So I pushed him to do a lot of things that he wasn't comfortable with, and I told him a bunch of things that he didn't really like. And that's one of the things that I can say about myself is just that sometimes I'm always gonna be real with you. I'm never gonna tell you something that you want to hear just because you make you feel good. Sometimes I'm a little bit hard on my kids, and I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? But because I want the best for them. At the end of the day, I want the best for them. So, long story short, we trained for almost a year, and then he kept on telling me, when are we gonna give me a fight? When are you gonna give me a fight? When are you gonna give me a fight? And then he just kept on letting me know that he was ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I told him, you're not ready. You're not ready. Just wait. We're not ready yet. We're not yet ready yet. So the day of, I already had made up my mind that I was gonna try to see if we can get the first fight. Um, but I was gonna keep pushing it for longer because I wanted him to be ready for this fight. Then sadly we had a conversation, and that's when I found out that her mom wasn't doing too good, and then that he wanted really this fight. He wanted for her mom to see him be in a big stage and be proud of him. That's what I think I took out of it. Is that, am I right or am I?
No, you're right.
So I kind of said, you know what, this is the time. The time is now. So I focus a lot on him. We put up like a little mini camp, you can say, and I got the I will say I got the guys that I needed to get for him to get ready for this fight. And I wanted to do certain things a certain way because I seen that he's a little hard headed, so he don't listen. He does his things his way, and he's all over the place. Um, but I kind of understood that this meant a lot to him, so I kind of like went along with it. And then at the same time, people don't know, but me and Albert, we bump heads a lot. But it's because like I said, he's all over the place. He's not 100% there, which we already know why. You know, he's been through a lot of things in his life, and he's been, and he still continue to work hard. That was the main thing that I liked about it, is that no matter what was going through his mind, what was going through his head, he was still, there grinding, getting it done. Um, he has to, for a fighter that have the support, that doesn't have the sponsors, for him to come out and commit 100% on this sport is hard. Better you have a kid and you have to provide for those kids. Um, it's hard, it's not easy, it's not simple. But he we grinded out. We had some ups and downs. During the
Still
process.
do.
We still do, you know what I mean? Like, it's normal.
He likes to
Since
argue.
we're keeping it real.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
like to argue with each other.
But you know what? I think when we went there for the fight, I was very excited to see the results. To be honest with you, and not only that, it's just I didn't know. I found out this afterwards, but I believe your mom knew that this was coming to an end for her, and then she wanted you guys to be prepared. She wanted you to be prepared, and she really wanted you to um, be happy. And I think one of the things that made you happy, and I think you have said it before, is you always wanted to be a fighter. You're always trying to be a fighter. So mentally, I believe your mom prepared you for all this, all these tasks that you're going through. Because I think it opened your eyes and made you realize that if you can go through certain things, you can go through everything. So, I just want to say I'm very proud of you.
Appreciate it.
So at the end of the day, like I said, a lot of people don't know who the real Albert is, and that's why we're doing this today.
And like the only reason why I'm so I wouldn't say independent
I would say independent.
or independent.
I would say survival mode all the time.
Yeah, and it's because like, so when you deal with that shit growing up, and then when you go to school, you get told like you ain't gonna be nothing, and then like, so I to make it a quick story, I got held back first grade because I had tonsil surgery, so I had to repeat it twice.
Coach doesn't
Everybody-
believe you. He just smirked. He doesn't believe that's the reason why. He smirked. He
Nah.
said, "Bing, that's a lie." Hey, put
I
a bell right here.
missed.
Bing,
I
lie number one.
missed.
No,
I
the
missed half the year because they did it. They messed up on the surgery.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so my shit almost died. I'm not gonna lie. My shit was
Oh
bad.
really?
Yeah, my shit was bad.
That's
I thought,
crazy.
he,
You
I
said
thought he was gonna say, they brought me back because I was that good. And
My niece just had tonsil surgery today, so that's crazy. You said that.
Yeah,
that's
that's
crazy.
tough.
somebody else said that they were gonna have. Oh, you know what? Another kid from the gym, Sonny.
That's right. His dad just told me that
Oh,
actually
shit.
2 days ago. That's
Yeah,
right.
he said he was
You
gonna have.
should check in.
That's
Cause that shit can go real bad.
Wow.
But my shit went bad. Had to go repeat the grade over. Then you get bullied and you got made fun of. But then that's when you start fighting more. That became the more dog because you get like made fun of. then
Or you fold completely. There's two different. Some
yeah.
people don't have that dog in them, man. That shit will eat some people up alive, man.
We have. I think there's a lot of people that. It just depends on the era. I
Man,
don't really believe that.
it's not even the air. It's like it really is what you got
Nah.
inside, man. If you're
No,
a
because
fucking
look,
perro, si eres perrón, eres perrón, man. If you're
man,
not, you're
look,
not.
look, because
I'm a
I'm
fucking
not, no, no,
silverback.
because I'm telling,
Let's
no,
go.
I'm telling you right now, like there's different times for different eras. Is they're built different.
No, I
I'm
get
just
it.
gonna
I
say
get it. I know what
because
you're saying.
right now, this era right now, bro. I'm sorry, man. I mean, I think
The soft
starting,
era.
they're starting to come back a little bit, but there was an era where they're really. Oh, now everything's like
No, I get it.
the you know
Politically correct.
yeah,
Everyone's scared. Canceled.
sensitive.
Yeah, for sure. No,
All
I
that
get it
stuff, you know.
100%.
Let me tell you about this teacher named Miss Carbajal.
First of all, I can already tell. Fuck her, huh?
Fuck
I
her.
already knew. What's her name?
Miss Carbajal.
Hey, if you're
Out
watching
of
for
all
whatever
names,
reason,
too.
fuck her.
Yeah.
Nah, don't say that.
No, we are.
No.
Because I know what you're
Like,
going to say because the
I
teacher's
love
the
the
same
name.
shit to me.
I love the name because
Fuck her name.
obviously it's the legend Michael Carbajal, so I love the name. I don't think they're related. I hope not. But bro, when I say, man, like when this was us coming back from the shelter, so like my mom had goofy ideas, or sometimes she would cut my hair, and she wouldn't fade it, so you know the difference.
This is
But
just a piece of fucking un traste, ¿cómo se llama?
A ball.
yeah, that's
Bowl,
what it looked like.
poop, it's
Fucking ball.
When the teachers would make fun of you and tell you in front of the whole class you're not gonna be nothing,
Oh my gosh.
and
bro.
then like literally make fun of you because you're
Unacceptable,
not
man.
smart. And like when you go from, I never went to fourth grade because I went from straight third grade to straight fifth grade when I went to that school. So I was getting bullied by teachers, all types of people, and then like I became disrespectful to them, and it became a big old thing where like we had a big meeting, and my mom literally went to her grave thinking that I was out here as a kid being very disrespectful to these girls. When you're making fun of me, after a while,
there's a lot of things that you can't say, so because you don't want to make them feel bad.
but
Maybe
I
that's
said,
already-
yeah, I said everything. I mean, I don't, I do feel like I wouldn't condone to say it, you know, but it just know you pushed me to that point.
Right.
I
You
said
got me there.
everything.
But what I meant to say was like you didn't want to say that to your mom. They were making fun of you, so you kept that to yourself. So that's why you're saying that um they your mom might have thought that you were
But, bullying them.
yeah.
Yeah, and like she wouldn't believe. And every time I get in a fight, it was mostly all of that. Bro, I'll fight eighth graders, being a fifth grader, because all the fifth graders they would want to fight me, but I would like beat them up. So they'll have to go get an eighth grader, and I'm over
Sure.
here beefing with eighth graders.
Sure.
But a lot of that getting
This
pushed
is-
to the side is what made me be so
That's
independent.
because you repeated grades like 5 times. You should have been in the same.
But just being having to be like that, and bro, I'm not gonna lie, like
Super fifth grader.
my mom wasn't so sure of what I would become so much. She didn't think I was gonna become a fighter until
Yeah.
I showed that I was gonna do it. And she's like, "Oh shit!" But she did take me to my first gym, Rodriguez. She did sign me up. So that's why it sucks, because I feel like if I had a father figure or an uncle or brother or something like that that was like seeing what I wanted to do, could have kept me in there. But when you thinking you have all the answers, you know, a young 14, 15-year-old, and then you go to high school, no, I got nothing but time. Oh, I'm good. Bro, so much shit happens. That's the only down part, is like that figure in your life plays a big part.
What happened to your dad?
I don't know. He went to the store, never came back.
One of those, huh?
No,
he's
I'm
still
not
there, bro. He's
bro,
still
My
shopping.
mom left me an 18-minute video after she passed, and I didn't find out about this video. I didn't watch it. I heard about it, but I didn't. I thought it was the one I already got sent, but I seen this one about 2 weeks ago, I think, and she finally talked about my dad. And it's
So you grew up not knowing about your
yeah,
dad?
I never.
Okay, so there was never.
I was all, me and my older brother are the only ones that never met our dads. So, and when my brother was on the street, and then so it would mostly be me at my mom's place with the two kids, because the girls would be with their dad. So that's where me sleeping in the bathtub, because she wouldn't leave me. She wouldn't leave me in the storage room, because I was too downstairs. That storage room is literally separated from your house, and it's like in a little like a 6 unit apartments.
Wow.
You know, so it's like the
Oh,
storage
I know
unit.
exactly what you're talking about. I know
You know
exactly.
those little
Yeah, it's
bags.
just a separated. Fuck. I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about.
So we were sleeping there.
Wow.
But she couldn't leave me in there, so she would leave me in the
Wow.
bathroom. But what else was I talking about? My bad.
I don't know. If you don't mind, I'd like to. I appreciate you sharing all that stuff about your family and stuff like that. And I know we don't even have enough time to go through everything, even if we sat with you for hours. But um, I appreciate you sharing that. But I do want to get to. I do want to get to the fight more of the fighter aspect of you, man. When did you decide that fighting was what you wanted to do? And we don't even need to get real quick. When did you decide you want to be a fighter? And then I want to jump straight into your experience with BKFC and how you became a bare knuckle fighter.
I think I had I think it was a culinary job I was doing called Cafe Zupas, I believe, and it was just like it was just weird signs the universe um would 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 show me, and it was just me looking up like, all right, I get it, all right, I get it, I'll
You
fight.
felt it in your soul. That
Yeah,
you want,
it was that
yeah.
it was that.
When you talk about it, I can sense that you've always felt like you want. It wasn't something that you're just like, you know what, I'm gonna fight. It was always deep down inside.
Yeah, it was like, bro,
Emerged.
you think I like this? Like, it's cool, but being in front of the cameras, being in front of people, meeting people has its ups and downs because you can't have a bad day when you're around everybody.
Mm,
Everything always has to be good because you can't sit there and explain why you're going through. It's just me. You know, it's just not my day today for
yeah.
whatever reason.
How did you get to the BKFC?
I got to BKFC because after healing up from being shot, um, shout out Ape Recovery. But my brother's mentor, Victor,
Mhm.
at Ape, before they opened up Ape, this is just when they barely met. He sent my brother a tryout flyer, like a screenshot of it. Sent it to my brother and said, "Hey, you should send it to your brother." Just send it, and my brother didn't think about it, but his mentor insisted to send it to me. Send it to me, and I was just like, "Fuck it." Like it's a tryout. Why not? Movie type shit.
Mm.
Why not? Just go.
Was it in Phoenix?
Yeah, it was at what old school's boxing gym used to be, somewhere on Grant, I believe.
Okay.
Um,
It's on. It was at the time. I believe it was in 27th Avenue, south of Indian School.
And this is with no training, no anything. You got a flyer.
bro, when you see my picture, yeah, when you see my picture, and 'cause they use my damn tryout picture for the fight poster. Bro, you talking about 150 something, no training for months because I'm shot,
Mm-hmm.
coming back from life, like, bro, it's just going through it. When you seen me, there was no life in me.
Wow.
I never got on drugs, but when you looked at me, you seen there was no life in me. So, yeah, I went over there, went to the tryout like that, and I actually hurt my back really bad, um, warming up. No,
For the trial.
yeah, no, I was doing the tryout, but I was shadow boxing, and I didn't do the mid work
The shadow boxing was the precursor for everything.
because like my bag, I tried to throw like a punch or some kind of shit, and it just where my back was at, I tightened up really bad,
Oh
where it
man.
was just like ooh. But I just remember going there, and them saying, "Who's that kid?" And they said, "That's Inclan." And because like when I was shadow boxing, everybody's standing there doing their thing, like moving like a tree, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And I'm there in my circle. I'm doing my thing, just moving around, not trying to go crazy, but knowing like, yo, I got moves to me. And I just
How did you? It's just it's weird to me. You had no training, but so were you? Did you know what a jab was? Did you know? Did you know like one
He,
through eight?
he
Did
did.
you know?
Well, no, he said that he went to Rodriguez boxing gym,
yeah.
so he probably had some
Oh,
type
okay.
of
So you knew the basics.
And
basic
like
training.
yeah, so my uncle was dating somebody somebody in Michael Carvajal's family, and one of their nephews was fighting um early on when I was growing up.
Okay.
So like that's kind of what got me into fighting, and some family shit happened. So it got me into fighting. Where like I carried this grudge on me, where I wanted to fight him, and I knew
Wanted to fight who?
that Carbajal kid. Just on some family stuff, and I wanted to like get revenge from my family member on like I'll tell you guys more about it off camera,
Okay.
but it makes sense. It wasn't
Okay.
like no trying to be a tough guy. He just made like big brother. I'm gonna get mine back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and that's kind of what started. I wanted to fight. I remember going 11 rounds when I was like 5 or 6 years old. I went 11 rounds with somebody in their family. I got my ass kicked, bro, but I went 11 rounds
Wow.
though.
I got my ass kicked for 10 and a half. All right, so back again to the
Tryout.
tryout. So you did the tryout at I think it was what you said it was
Old school.
old school boxing right here in Phoenix, Arizona. And what happened in the tryout? Did they already hire you? Or
Yeah. Walk
how
us
does
through
that
the
work?
tryout.
How does that work?
Um, First thing they said was there's a very strong resemblance to Terrence Crawford.
Stop.
And I-
Ding ding ding. Line number 2. The lie alert. LA.
No, serious no.
Nah,
serious
nah,
note.
now they told me
Be serious.
I wasn't gonna even stay for that part. So I was like, man, why am I here? I was gonna leave actually when I got there. You know, I was like, man, what the fuck am I here for? But I stayed. We got to the end of it. I sat there. I was like, we're gonna see if they call my name. Hopefully they do. Bro, I was under the impression is if they call your name, you're on the team. Man, that the dread moment of being there with everybody else, watching people being called,
How many people were there?
There's about like I think 50.
50 people showed up.
Yeah, it was a lot of people.
So how many got to get chosen from those 50?
I think so far, not right away, but I think so far in my head that I could remember, maybe like 15 to 20 out of those 50 have fought before. That guy Stewart, who's I think number one or top three in Arizona,
Mm-hmm.
and at heavyweight, Adam Stewart, he went. A lot of guys went over there
Oh yeah.
for the tryout.
Are they from here?
Um, Adam, what are you talking about?
The Stewart.
Yeah, Stewart's from here. He's top boxer in Arizona. A lot of people from Arizona went
Oh.
to the tryout, but when they took me back, they said they liked me, but I had no amateurs,
Mm.
and that I can't get licensed in another state if my home state doesn't give me a license. So I need to get at least 5 amateur bouts, and
Oh.
so I said, cool. I said, like, yo, I'm the guy. Like, I'm the guy. We exchanged information, but then I did my homework. I found everybody on Facebook, and I found out. Bro, I did a lot of studying, and a lot of like
Searching.
searching,
There's a will, there's a way, right?
putting the pieces of the puzzle together. Like, all right, he does this, and I was tripped out. Like, what do you mean I could find the CEO on Facebook and just click it? You can't find Dana White like that.
Right.
So I got lucky to get in before the organization really started to build up. Um, the what?
It started growing.
Yeah, it started growing, and so they told me that part after I was gonna get those 5 fights, but I had hand surgery. A little bit after I got shot, I punched the dirt because I was just frustrated, bro. I got shot
Was
in
that
March.
doing shadow boxing?
No, I said I got shot in March, but it didn't hit me to April, May. That like, yo, you don't have shit. Cause I was on my mom's trailer, swinging on the swing, the little bench outside. I had no money to my name, no job, no car. When I say nothing, I mean zero. And I was like, I had a panic attack, bro. I was like, cause when I got shot, I left the hospital the next day. You know, I was still healing up. I was still wearing the same clothes. I tried to go see what my car looked like. It was just a bunch of shit. So I was just on the go, right? Like it never stopped until that day at my mom's. So I punched the dirt. Months later, I started training, but end up needing to drain my hand because somehow it just started to swell up over time. When I hit it, I feel a little weird tingling, and it's just out of nowhere. My fingers started to swell up to like 2 fingers, where they had to do surgery and cut it open, and that
Wow.
took me out a year or so, a year and a half. So what I would have did my amateurs and try to build that up, I had to use that time to recover. And I knew, and I told the guys at the granite shop, like, I got 2 years. I've always told them that I was gonna be a fighter, and they're like, "Nah, no, you're not. Yes, you are. No, you're not. Like, yes, I am. No, you're not." And
Mhm.
yeah, man. Now that they starting to see it, you know, and it's starting everything. It's it's what I've been wanting to do.
So how'd you get in?
Bug the shit out of them. I bugged the shit out of them. I
Via
kept bugging them.
Facebook?
Yeah, kept bugging them. I would try to find out who was the guy that they wanted to push, and then he could, like, if I knew a guy that could scrap, I'd want to fight him because I know how I could fight, and I know our styles. Me making them miss and how good they are would be very dramatic, and it would just be a very good entertaining fight. And I kept reaching out trying to fight him, and he wasn't with it. And I just reached out to a guy's coach, Ryan Perez, in Florida, and they just told me come out here. So I went out there. The first time I went out there for a week on my own and trained with them, sparred with them, and they said they're having a tryout in a few months. So come back. I went back out there for the tryout, and it was one of those things where it's like I remember him saying too, "Fucking Albert, like." It's one thing to say something to somebody, and it's another thing that they actually do it.
Sure.
All right, all right. You don't think they're gonna book a flight the first time they do? You don't think they're gonna come back a second time and they still do? And they're like, all right. And at the same time, they weren't picking me there because everybody else they had their favorites. But this one guy was saying, I'm gonna make sure I get you your shot. So we did that, and it didn't work out for him to sign me because he has a guy that's um I just say conflict of interest. You know what
Okay.
I mean? This is your guy since day one, and you bringing this other guy that's very threatening to you. Why you bringing him on?
Sure, sure.
You know, and they know it.
Mm.
But what they are gonna do is give you an opportunity and throw you a bone, and that's all I wanted was an
Sure.
opportunity. So that's how I got that fight, was just bugging the shit out of him and talking to the people. And I was brought in to lose, so they're like, well, we'll just bring him in to fight. It'd be a good body. And that's how I got the Diaz fight. Because Diaz has already established his name. I think he had one or two fights already. So they already knew who he was. And they were just thinking I was going to come and get smoked.
I always thought that he was pro debut too. So he wasn't.
No, that was no. He had a fight or two fights, I believe.
Mm.
So he was already in there. And he was training with the heavyweight champion. So they were like, we'll bring Albert in. But yeah, it was bugging the shit out of him. It didn't happen
They wanted to
often.
bring you in for a tune-up fight as a tune-up.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
but
going to be slaughtered.
people don't know, but Albert gets under a lot of people's skin,
Yeah.
especially I didn't notice that, but when I went there, like a lot of people didn't want to mess with him because I guess like you said right now, he bugs the shit out of people, so it irritates a lot of people. So I can now it's a good thing for him. I will say because people
Hey,
get
it
to know
works.
who you are, and then they like, all right, I want to get to my hands on that guy,
Yeah, yeah.
and
And
Sure.
it's it's good, but like I they give me credit now, but also it's like I see a lot of these guys they talk crazy, and I see them always like going crazy when they see other people. Just like my some of my opponents, they do that, and even in the face-offs, they get crazy with the other opponents. But every time when it comes to me, it's and it's not to blow my head up, but it's to like they know, like bro, it's gonna be a problem. Like I'm a problem. Like I know I got shit to work on, but I'm a problem.
Yeah, heroes down.
Like I'm a
Down to
problem.
fight. Down to
Like
fucking
I'm
brawl.
it's not. I'm not just gonna come and swing for the fences. Like you're gonna need some technique and some skill. It's not just gonna be easy. Just walk through and just throw a jab out there. Like I know how to adapt. It's gonna take maybe a round or what, but I could adapt. I'm not just gonna come in and just like lose my emotion. So that's very helpful.
did you ever get a
Helpful,
chance to watch
sure.
the fight,
Yeah, I watched a
the
lot of those
Diaz?
fights. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought
I did.
I think it was mostly heart.
Once that viral moment came out where he was like, you've been in the back of your head. He was like, shut up, bitch. And I was like, oh shit.
That was natural too.
That shit was dope.
It was
That shit
natural.
was it was like, hey, what was dope about that clip is like the whole arena went quiet like for those 2 seconds because everyone was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It's like it went quiet when he complained, and then you said that, and then they went back to action. But yeah, no, I definitely seen him, and then obviously since then I've seen all the what you've had 3 BK fights,
Four.
four,
Yeah.
okay, four,
Four total.
okay. So I think I've seen 3 out of the. I've seen when you fought Chris.
You probably missed the Canadian one. I don't think you're at the gym.
So the
yet.
redheaded dude,
Yeah, redheaded dude was the first guy. Was the guy I fought when I was with
and
coach.
then I saw the dude who you said shut up, bitch.
That was the
That was
first
the
fight.
first one.
Oh, that was.
Yeah.
That was the first one. The second one was when we met.
Oh, and then Chris, and then
Yeah.
the cut man. So I have seen all 4.
Yeah,
So, okay, I've seen all 4. Yeah, I have.
So
seen
so when we went to go fight what's
Chris.
the name of the kid? The Canadian.
Devin Gibson.
Devin Gibson. Uh I think we went in there also because they were hyping him up. They were already talking about him becoming the light lightweight
Flyweight.
flyweight champion.
Okay.
Headline.
They were headlining him. They were giving him all the props. They were giving him everything. I remember when we went in there and then we had a conversation at the media room, and they asked him what was he gonna do, what was his game plan coming into this fight, and I think they asked me about what we were working on or what we were gonna do, and I told them we're just gonna box him. We're gonna box him. So they looked at me and they're like, they had no idea because the last fight, the first fight he had, Albert, it was a lot of heart. The only
Yeah.
reason he's there, I
It's
think,
fucking
is
fight.
he was a warrior. He was hard.
Yep.
He was tired. He had no condition. He not to be rude, but you know what I'm saying. Like he had no, there was no plan in him. There was nothing there.
All right, just survive.
Just survival and just what it'll go with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think that led him to finish the fight because the guy couldn't finish him. So that's one of the things that I noticed on him is it was that he had heart.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing that he had heart and knowing the fact that he can, learn some new things
Mm-hmm.
is gonna be beneficial for him.
What's next for Albert? What are your what's your goal in the next 5 years? Like, where do you see your career going? Where do you see your life going? What are some goals that you'd like to achieve?
Now that I'm 29, it's my last year of my 20s. I'm about to hit 30. Um, the next 5 years, I plan to fight until 35, 36. I don't want to press it further than that, depending how good my body feels. But at the same time, I just don't want to be that guy
Right.
that's fighting past that time.
Right.
I want to have some businesses. In the fight game, though, what I want to accomplish,
And I'm asking in general.
and
In general, like, what are between fighting, between personal life, between anything, man? Is there anything that we don't know about you that you are
The s-
thinking about getting into,
the
or that you want
start
to get into?
star fight game, I want to win. If it's possible to shoot for
It
the
is.
stars, I want to win a world title.
You can, or you
Boxing.
will.
And bare knuckle, it was my gateway to the fight game.
Mm-hmm.
It was my invitation into the party. Cause I wasn't gonna get invited to boxing because the politics that it has already. But bare knuckle, it's crazy, and it was a new sport. So I knew if I jumped into that, I could build something off of that, which I've started to. Um, that's what I want to accomplish. I just want to build a name, and just see how far I could push this fight game and what I could accomplish.
Mm.
It's movie type shit. Nothing about my story is textbook. Not even my style is textbook. I just developed this weird style, and I know I could learn more, but it's just everything about me is not textbook. It's not the way it's supposed to be.
Mm.
But business. I want to open up a business under my daughter's name. Either it's like a dope ass candy store kind of kids thing,
Mm-hmm.
kids theme place, um, like Orion's World. You know how they build something around that,
Hmm.
something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And if
They even got that Ninja Kids now. You seen it?
yeah,
That trampoline. Yeah,
I
it's
didn't
like
know that.
yeah, yeah. Like
What is that?
it's like these YouTube like these families that like hit it huge with their kids. They have huge followings on YouTube, and then they'll build a business around the themes that they do on on their YouTube shows.
Hmm.
And so Ryan's World is huge. He has even toys in Target and Walmart. I mean, the kid is. I mean, he's easily a year he's making millions and millions of dollars off of YouTube. And then there's another family that my son watches, and I just found out they're called Ninja something, and they basically build like ninja obstacle courses,
Mm.
and they have a huge ninja themed like arena in Peoria. I just found out. So
Wow.
he's saying he wants to theme something off of his daughter and make something like that.
That or a like a neighborhood bodega, you know, a little corner store. You get
A
some little
boo or bow?
groceries.
Bodega?
Bodega, yeah,
A
bodega.
bodega? Is
Bodega.
that for the couples? Is a bodega? You got to be booed up.
You know what I mean?
No,
Um,
I'm just fucking
that
with you.
that business wise,
Yeah.
because um, I don't want to be one of those guys that has to work till you're old. I want my daughter, my kids to be able to want something and be able to get it, you
Yeah,
know,
man.
or anything. Even with my sister,
Hmm.
because how she's younger and it's more like my child than anything. Because I was there since she was born,
Yeah.
literally hands on there since she was born. So it's like you're my child more than anything. To be able to give my family opportunities, so just be financially stable with businesses after the fight game,
Hmm.
and in the end goal, hopefully have some little rascals running around, you know, and just being at peace.
Yeah, man. Good
Just
for you, bro.
doing that. But next we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. Hopefully at the end of the year.
Good. Good, man. Hopefully we'll get you in Phoenix, right?
Yes, sir.
It's a goal, man. Man, that'd be beautiful. Well, man, I just want to thank you for coming on the show, man. It's been super dope to have you. I want to say now early, I'd love to have you back, man. I feel like there's a whole lot more to unlock. I feel like we just barely scratched the surface. So if we could get you back at some point down
This
the
part
road,
one.
let's definitely do it for sure. But we always, at the end of the show, man, we always do final thought. And
Hmm.
so, it's like where we each take a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and we just say what's on our mind. It doesn't have to do anything to do with the show or the topic we're talking about. But if you have anything you want to say, any shout outs or just a message or just fuck, man, if you want to crack a joke, anything you want to say, man, to the camera before we get out of here?
Oh,
That's
oh,
you.
it's on me.
Yeah.
Nah, I just appreciate you guys for bringing me on. You know, getting the story out there. I know I'm a hard guy to understand, but just a lot of shit that I do, it doesn't come out of bad intent, and I do know I do make mistakes sometimes. So that's why I do correct myself. I don't walk around thinking I know everything. It might come off like that. It's just a strong personality. You rather me be I'm not overly confident where I'm drowning in my own bullshit, but like you rather me be like this than with my head down and just all shy and not like I'm confident because I know what I can do and how good I can fight, and I'm willing to show it and prove it, you know, and just like I'm trying to do, get the opportunities because regardless, I'm gonna go through the fire. You know, I'm gonna find a way. I'm
Sure,
gonna find a way.
sure, for sure. What about you, Coach? What do you got?
Man, just never. I will say never give up on anything you want to do. You know what I'm saying? There's a living proof right here, man. The kid, been through a lot, been through ups and downs in his life, and he's still managed to work on things that he loves to do. And honestly, like I said, it's hard for people to understand Albert. And I really wanted to get him in here a while ago, but he had canceled on us, so I had to put him in punishment.
Ah,
But
my bad.
but no, I did want to put him out here. I want him to give a little bit about his story, about his life, because like I said before, a lot of people can relate to this his side and understand him now a little bit more, because it's hard for people to understand the things that he's been going through. But I'm very proud of you. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, you've been through what do you call it? Adversities.
A lot of adversity.
Adversity.
Adversities. But you managed to still pull it off and then still be here. Um, like I said, I'm looking forward to the next fight. Hopefully, it's against Diaz. Hopefully, he can accept the fight. Hopefully, everything works out. Your health also is very important. Make sure you're healthy. And honestly, like I said, if it happens here in Arizona, man, I would like to buy everybody come out, show support, and really put put all that support against this fight. Because it's a lot of people don't know, but you know, they put your lives in danger. It's not really easy to stand in the. They call it the square circle. It's kind of weird because it's round, so I don't understand this. They probably understand each other on their own
So
weird ways,
terminology.
on their own weird ways, I guess. But like I said, very proud of you. Glad you came by. I really enjoy, actually sitting here and listening to your stories and listening to everything you're going through. And then I wish you nothing but the best from here on.
Yeah,
So,
for sure, for sure. And I want to reiterate, like we keep saying, like people don't understand Albert. Albert is fucking like he's chill, he's calm. You just know that he has a story, but he doesn't ever come off like we don't ever want people to get the wrong intentions. Like no one's out here talking shit about Albert. No one's out here thinking he's a bad dude. He's a great dude.
I'm always
He's
talking shit about
solid.
him.
But I don't want to put that out there at all. I want to make sure that people know Albert's hella solid. When you meet him, he's always a good time and he does have positive energy and he's himself and he's always going to be himself. And I feel like that's the beauty of when you meet Albert is that you just know the good or the bad, it's him, but there's no bad intentions, and you don't ever get an ill feeling. You don't ever get bad energy from Albert. You just know there's a story associated. So I just want to thank you, man, for sharing that. And I know there's way more to uncover, man. Like I said, I would love to uncover it. I definitely, now that we've opened up that gateway to these stories, I definitely want to ask you more stories off camera that I'm sure we'd fucking laugh about.
Yeah.
But we did visit a lot of the dark times or the not so easy times. But like I said, when we get you back, man, I want people to see the other side and the joke side because we be cracking jokes all the time. I mean,
Hmm.
we were inboxing each other about certain fighters and certain stuff, and we were just cracking each other up. And so, man, thank you for coming. And like Coach said, to piggyback, man, Albert's proof, man, that you can get out of bad situations, but your mentality has to be there. Albert obviously has a strong mentality, and he didn't give up. And I think it's important that when you hear him speak, he does take accountability, and a lot of us should take accountability. I feel like accountability is the best way to move forward in life and to get further in life and to make the decision to keep going. And so that's commendable, man. So good for you, bro. I appreciate you, man. And bro, much success to you in your life and your future. And I know and I believe that things will get better for you. And I know you'll heal up, man. And I know that you'll achieve your dreams. And as long as we can't support you, we will be here to support you, man. So appreciate you coming to the show, The Hardest Shot, man. And we will see you guys next time.
Thank you.
Hopefully, you guys bring me on before the next fight.
No, we're gonna wait for your stock to go up. You know what I mean? Then we're gonna keep
right
paying you.
before we get that clout in this
We're gonna
company,
wait.
let's
Shit, man, we'll
squeeze
get you.
something
Hey,
in.
we'll get you on. Hey, man, you're family to the gym and to we're friends and to the show now. So we appreciate you,
Appreciate
bro.
you guys.
We'll get
Thank you.
on.
Thank you for coming.
All right,
Appreciate it. We out.
peace.
Adios.